Hey guys, welcome to another Top 5 with Jovial Entertainment, now in a new location. And today we're going to be giving you Top 5 character intros. So, let's get started.
Right, my number 5 is from a childhood movie of mine, a favourite. It's from a movie called Matilda. It's a classic.
Yeah, it's a good film.
It's a lovely movie. The introduction to this character left a huge impression on me as a child, and I always was fearful that I would run into a character like this at some point in my life. It was Mrs. Trunchbull. Her introduction scene shows her as this monstrosity towering over these children. The camera's a low angle showing her footsteps step toward these children. And all these little children are just cowering in fear beneath it, and her shadow kind of casts upon them, and they're all like, ugh. This is all done in close-up, so you never see her face, you just see her actions and hear her words and see the reaction that has on the children.
Visually kind of recreating what Roald Dahl wrote in the book, you know, like all the close-ups and like everything that was described. And really, really terrifying stuff.
60 lines after school. I must obey Miss Trunchbull.
My number 5 is from a Matthew Vaughn film, Stardust. There's a scene where we meet the princes in the film, and they're like, their goal is to become king. And there's a bunch of princes, and the whole idea is they all keep killing each other off.
Tradition. I had 12 brothers.
And you'd killed them all for your throne before your father, the king, even felt poorly.
We're introduced to the king, played by Peter O'Toole, and 3 of his sons, and then in comes Secundus.
Sorry I'm late, Father.
And he walks in the room, sorry I'm late, father. Big intro, big, loud music, and it's like, this guy's important. He's this massive scene, he has a lot of dialogue with Peter O'Toole.
I see the kingdom, Father. The whole of Stormhold.
And he's immediately killed off. Like straight off the bat, pushed out the window by Mark Strong playing Septimus, who is more of a main character in the film. But I just love the fact that Secundus gets this massive intro, all this focus on him, but he's like got like a minute of screen time, then he's a ghost for the rest of the story.
Secundus!
That's what I love about that movie. It's so unexpected.
Yeah, it's playing with all the tropes and all the fairy tale tropes.
Yeah.
It's Stardust. It's a great film. You should check it out.
My number 4 is from a movie called The Other Guys. The character intro that stuck with me and is hilarious is the opening duo, which is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Samuel L. Jackson. And they're in this epic chase scene, driving down the road, and I think at one point they like drive into a bus. And then they start driving the bus.
Hang on!
You're just in awe of like
so bad.
They're the most epic police that they could ever imagine on screen.
Totally.
And in the next chase, they like jump off this building.
Aim for the bushes.
There's no bushes. Like
There's no bushes.
You never know why they did it.
So you get this great, like most epic character intro to these.
Like 2 amazing actors, like real cool characters.
Big actors. And I thought they were going to be in the movie for the rest, of, the rest of the thing.
It's like my number 5, that like this big introduction for those characters who you assume they're going to be in it more, and then they just killed it straight away, you know?
And that's why you remember.
Yeah.
That's why the introduction just sticks with you, because it's so funny.
My number 4 is Hans Lander from Inglourious Basterds, which is a really good character introduction. It's quite low on my list, but I still wanted to bring it up. It's the very beginning of the film where Monsieur Lapetite is cutting wood, and then Hans Lander approaches in his car, and the rest of the scene is just him talking, you know? Talking to this guy.
So
and
good.
It's so intimidating, you know? But he's really clever with his words and everything he says. He seems so polite.
May I smoke my pipe as well?
Please, go and make yourself at home.
This scene, honestly, it's a good like 10, 15 minute scene, and he just delivers it, you know? He just is so intimidating.
The feature that makes me such an effective hunter of the Jews is, as opposed to most German soldiers, I can think like a Jew.
But it draws you in, and honestly, on the edge of your seat, you know, everyone's just holding their breath for this whole scene, just kind of waiting for this horrible thing to happen. And I just love that he doesn't do anything. I mean, it's an evil act at the end when he's killing them.
And you know he's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy, but just he's just talking. It's the whole thing, you know? He's just talking the whole time, and you're just on the edge of your seat. And that stuck with me. So like a half an hour later into the movie, when he finally shows up again, fuck, it's him.
Emmanuel, voici le colonel SS Landa. Il sera chargé de la sécurité pour la première.
My number 3 is a very famous movie. It's Willy Wonka, the original, with Gene Wilder playing Willy Wonka. We know about this character, Willy Wonka, throughout the movie, and it's quite a ways into the movie before we even meet him.
Yeah.
And it's all these children who have come to see their idol.
And the public hasn't seen Willy Wonka for years.
No, he's a recluse, and he comes out, but he's walking with a limp, and he's very slow, and it's a very slow scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they all just seem a bit disappointed. It just builds suspense. You're like, this can't be the Willy Wonka that we've heard so much about, right? But then he gets to the end, and his cane kind of sticks in the cobblestones. Is this guy dying?
It's all a big act.
Yeah, and he's laughing, and
Everybody
the crowd
claps,
just goes
yeah,
crazy.
The legend goes in Hollywood that Gene Wilder refused to do the movie unless he did that scene. He
Really?
actually requested it, that he got to do that was his introduction.
Welcome, my friends. Welcome to my chocolate factory. Would you come forward, please?
I forgot that one. It's not on my list. As soon as you said it, I was like, damn it, I should have put that on my list because that's a great intro. Yeah, so
It's so iconic as well. Like, everybody remembers that scene.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you could come. This is going to be such an exciting day. I hope you enjoy it. I think you will.
My number 3 is from an anime show called Attack on Titan, one I love dearly. And this show's about giant titans, humanoid things, eating people, right? So they have a military fighting against them. The most popular character from this show is Captain Levi. His intro is kind of played over a few scenes, but I think they really establish his character perfectly in that short time. You see him first hearing the crowd talking about him. He's like the greatest soldier humanity ever had. And he's like, ugh, kids. So you establish he's a dick. The next scene, you see a guy getting half eaten by a titan. And then you get fucking badass rock theme.
Yeah.
As Levi comes across and kills the Titan, and you see him taking out Titans left and right. Like, this guy's fast. He's the best Titan killer we've seen in the series so far. So you establish he's a dick, but he's also fucking good at his job. He cleans his hands off blood. Like, he's a clean freak. But then he goes down, and his squad mates are surrounding the guy that was getting eaten. And he looks at the bloody hand, but he grabs his hand anyway and vows to this guy that his death means something. And of course the guy dies before he gets to finish what he's saying to him. And I think that's a really good way to introduce him, because they could just have a badass scene, but you establish that he's a bit of a clean freak and he's willing to touch the guy's hand.
Character traits are introduced right
from the get-go, yeah. And
which kind of cements him as being very important.
He stands out really quickly, and you don't see him again for a few episodes, but everyone I've watched it with immediately are like, when's Levi coming back? Because like, that one scene was good enough to make him stand out.
My number 2 character intro is Iron Man from Iron Man 1.
Oh yeah?
The Mark 1 Iron Man suit.
Oh, yeah,
so not the Tony Stark intro, or the red and gold Iron Man suit, but the Mark 1.
The big one he makes in the desert.
He's in the cave. It's actually quite a scary scene, because it's all very dark in the cave. And then Iron Man is just walking down this corridor, punching these bad guys like out of the way, left, right, and center. And then he gets to the end of the cave, and there's all these bad guys, and they've all got all their guns pointed at him. All just shooting at him, and he's just like standing there, and the bullets are reflecting off the suit, and then they all stop. They're like, how do we stop this guy? And then he goes,
My turn.
I didn't realize this watching this until this point, that he didn't just make the suit to escape,
but to destroy his weapons.
Yeah. And then there's this massive explosion, and you're like, what happened?
Yeah.
But then he comes shooting out. Real comic book stuff, and it was great.
It's like, before that point we'd had Tony Stark, but this was the first time we see Iron Man, you know, the idea of the hero that can make a difference, you know, and that was this first scene. My number 2 is from an old British comedy called The Young Ones. Have you ever seen this show?
I've seen a couple episodes.
It's got Rick Meyer in it.
Yeah.
I wasn't even... Look, I don't want to discuss it, okay? I wouldn't even discuss the colour of orange juice with you, Neil.
Yeah, this show, the first episode, we're introduced to the three of the flatmates, you know, Mike the cool person, Rick the poet, and Neil the suicidal hippie.
Neil, are these lentils South African? Well...
And they're just sitting on the table, talking about usual stuff. Suddenly, Vivian just bursts through the wall. And he's holding a leg. They're like not even really shocked. They're just like, that's just great. And Rick's like, you could have washed your hands. And he just gets up.
I'll bring down the morgue.
And I fucking love it. It's so bizarre. It's the weirdest intro I've ever seen.
It's so British.
So British. And he just sits down, he's got a leg, he's just been to the morgue, came through the wall, and what the fuck? Obviously this isn't the first time. He must just do this all the time, every day, you know, like, doesn't just use the doors, he walks through them, you know?
Yeah.
That's my number 2.
My number 1 character intro of all time
Woo!
is Blade from the movie Blade.
Ah, perfect, yes.
So this is Wesley Snipes, and he's playing a vampire hunter. It's the very start of the movie, and we haven't seen Blade yet. We see this guy in a convertible with this very hot chick, but he doesn't know where he's going.
No.
And she says it's a surprise. He thinks he's in for a good time, so he's going along with it, and he's pretty excited. And they get to this place, and it's an abattoir, and she's leading him through this kind of meat works, and there's all these hanging cows and blood and guts everywhere.
It's pretty gross.
And
but...
he's like, what the hell is going on? And she leads him into this room, and it's a rave, and it's great, and it's pumping music, and there's strobe lights going off, and the crowd's all dancing, and he's fully into it now. Is that blood? It's definitely blood. And then the sprinklers start just pouring blood
everywhere.
And everyone in the rave just seems to love it.
Yeah, and he's screaming. Like...
He's screaming, he's terrified. Everyone else is having a good time except him. And then their fangs start coming out, and you realize everybody else at this rave...
They're vampires!
...are all vampires. And he is obviously not. Then everyone stops, and the music stops. Tilt up, the slow tilt up from these dark leather boots to this dark leather jacket. And it's Wesley Snipes when we pan up to him, and he's got these glasses on. And the crowd are like moving away from him.
Yeah.
Like they're super afraid of him. And we start hearing these whispers like, it's the Daywalker. And that's Wesley Snipes as Blade, the vampire hunter.
It's the Daywalker.
And then he kills everyone.
Forgot that bit. Yeah, I love character intros like that because it's not, we're not being introduced to the character straight away. We're getting introduced to the character through another character in the scenario that this character is involved in.
Yeah. And my number 1 is, without a doubt, the best character intro of all time. It's Captain Jack Sparrow from the first Pirates of the Caribbean.
Of course.
Jack Sparrow with the theme playing, he's on top of the ship, the wind's blowing for his hair, that's a pirate, you know?
Yeah.
He looks down, and we see the rest of the ship is actually very small. It's a very small boat, and it's sinking. And I just love it. It kind of just perfectly summarizes the character.
He's
you know?
he's not panicking.
No.
He's
just like,
yeah, I gotta do this.
This is a bother, you know?
Gotta do a bit of this.
He sees the hanged skeletons of other pirates, and he takes his off a hat. And makes a little bow.
Yeah.
He's honourable.
Honourable pirate.
Honourable pirate to the end. And then we get the next shot of everyone on the pier watching as the boat is literally just about hit the bottom, and he's
still standing on top of the mast.
He's still standing on this perfect.
He always seems like a character who's he's so lucky. He doesn't have a plan, but things just work out for him. This scene shows perfectly that he does kind of have a plan. And I think the fact that he just makes it to the pier and steps off the boat just before it goes underwater is like, shows that he had a plan, you know?
Totally, perfectly. He always makes it by the skin of his teeth, and like you
Exactly.
think he's totally got nothing planned, but he does. Yeah, thanks guys for watching our top 5 favourite character intros. Let us know yours in the comments, and check out our stuff. Yeah, any last thoughts, Tim?
There were a lot of other characters that we left off.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of good character intros.
Totally. I would have liked to include Negan from Walking Dead. I think that's a very good one.
I was thinking of putting Indiana Jones on my list.
Yeah, totally.
That's a cool scene.
Darth Vader walking in,
Yeah.
Stormtroopers, that's good. And the same film, Princess Leia with R2.
Yeah.
So many good character intros. So, I guess we'll have to do another one day. All right, thanks guys. Bye.